Yo, what's up, man? Shout out to everybody, man. Good morning, Friday, June the 13th, 2025. I'm at the World Trade Center on my way in to cover the Puffy trial. Follow me on Spotify at the Podcast with Soul. Follow me on Instagram at the Podcast with Soul. I want to thank everybody that has supported me and sent cash apps. I got a bunch yesterday. Let me shout them out. Shout out to Sonia, Esme Cosmetics, Maisha Fulton. Maisha, thank you. Hagen, Robert Williams. Hagen is an Ivy League lawyer, 25 years, says I'm doing a good job on the case. D. Brown, OG Raymond, Stacey Owens. Thank y'all for the cash apps. If you want to support the channel, you want to support me on Cash App, that link is underneath this video. $ Astigmatism in my soul, and thank you in advance. I want to thank everybody. Y'all are getting on me that I haven't been shouting you out during the lives. You've been giving me super chats, and thank you very much. I'm very appreciative, but a lot of times when I get caught up in my thoughts and what I'm trying to say, I don't look at the screen and get to see who gave me a super chat and who didn't. But I'm definitely thankful, and if I see it, I will shout you out. Appreciate you. Good morning. Since I've been covering this case, Puffy's lawyers, Puffy's defense team are far and away head and shoulders above the prosecution team. It's not even close. It's not even close. What I look at, when you're looking at any war or any fight or any battle, the primary thing that you look at is body language, eye contact, shoulders erect. How do the combatants look? That determines everything, because your body language is a reflection of your mental attitude and your perception of yourself and your chances of what you think you have of winning or not winning. Puffy's lawyers control the courtroom. They walk around the courtroom like they own it. They exude confidence, certainty, certitude, a knowingness, right? Assuredness. This is all in their body language, and I'm talking about all of them. Mark Agnifilo sits on the corner of, he sits on the end chair of the back table. Puff sits next to him. Tenny Geragos is back there. Brian Steele is back there. Alexandra Shapiro is back there. In the front, you got Xavier Donaldson, Nicole Westmoreland, Jason Driscoll. And these motherfuckers are ready. They not playing around. They not joking. Nothing is funny. They come ready for war and for battle every single day. It looks like, to me, that the prosecution team is a minor league high school baseball team going up against an all-star MLB baseball team from the 1970s and 80s with Hank Aaron, Pete Rose, Ken Griffey Jr., George Brett, Darryl Strawberry, Doc Gooden. It's not even close. It's not even close. At this stage of the game, for me personally, and what I've heard other people who are in the overflow courtroom with me on the 24th floor, we don't even care what witness the prosecution puts on the stand, and we don't care nothing about their direct examination. What everybody waits for and what everybody anticipates is the cross-examination by Puffy's lawyers. Because you know that with the witnesses that the defense is going to present, with the witnesses that the prosecution is going to present, they are going to lead their witness. They have met with their witness 6 times, 8 times, 24 times, 27 times to prepare them for their testimony. They've done mock cross-examinations as they did with Jane Doe. So we know that the prosecution doesn't have any real hard, concrete evidence other than hearsay and testimony from government witnesses, which in a lot of cases it's testimony under duress, it's compelled testimony with the threat of prosecution over their heads, it's compelled testimony with fear of the government, it's compelled testimony for the magnitude and the media windstorm of this case. And these witnesses are getting on the stand, and Maureen Comey, Smizer, Johnson, Slavic, all of the prosecution team are just leading them to what they want to say so that they can match the buzzwords in their indictment. And even in doing that, not one witness, to me, has come across as super credible in terms of what they're saying, because the majority of them are former employees of Puffy, had sexual relationships with Puffy voluntarily. The prosecution's witnesses have been annihilated on the stand under cross-examination, utterly picked apart on the stand under cross-examination. So we don't even, the people that are covering this trial, the reporters that work for big mainstream media, they're not gonna say this. They're not gonna admit to it, but I'm in the courtroom with them. They're showing up late, they're leaving early, they're only coming. The courtroom is packed on cross-examination days, on direct examination days when it's the prosecution. People are just there to, they know, we know the same old narrative of what they're gonna say. The prosecution team is outmatched, messing around with Puffy's legal team. Puffy's legal team is precise, accurate. They have a preparedness about them. They have an attitude about them. They have a confidence, an ego, an arrogance, and a conceit about them that the prosecution, they look at them like, y'all gotta come up to our level, right? We are here to destroy, and that's it. And that's how they carry themselves. The prosecution has made way more mistakes than the defense. I can't think of any point in this trial so far where the defense has made an outright mistake. I can think of many the prosecution has made. Breonna Bogelin perjures herself on the stand. Cassie perjures herself on the stand about the balcony incident. Dr. Dawn Hughes gets destroyed in her testimony, her cross-examination with Jonathan Bach, another one. Shout out to Jonathan Bach. Destroys her on the stand. She meets with the federal prosecutors 6 times. Then 2 more times after The defense gives their opening argument, which is unethical, and then after Cassie testifies on the stand, which is unethical. You could do it, but it doesn't look good. She has a cozy relationship with the Southern District of New York, was a former employee of the Southern District of New York. This is a mistake. Mia is on the stand. She met with federal prosecutors 27 times. She lies on the stand about 4 times. Dawn Richard sues Puffy for $6.5 million, lies on the stand 13 times. Every witness that the prosecution has put up has perjured themselves, misrepresented facts, or when they've been caught in a lie, they say, I don't recall, I don't remember. It's not even close, man. It's not even close. It's not even close. These girls for the prosecution for the Southern District of New York look like recent college graduates, right? Compared to Mark Agnifilo, Jonathan Bach, Alexandra Shapiro, Tenny Garagos, Brian Steele, Nicole Westmoreland, Xavier Donaldson, Jason Driscoll. They look like they just got out of law school last week. And Puffy's defense team, they look like trial lawyers and they carry themselves like trial lawyers. And I would bet, I don't know the statistics, but I would bet that Puffy's lawyers got more in courtroom, practical trial, real-time trial experience than any of them prosecutors, probably all of them put together. Because most federal prosecutors work out plea deals because nobody wants to go to trial against them, because look at what they do. Look at the unethical things the Southern District of New York has done from the very beginning of this trial, going back to Damian Williams, who was the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, who brought this case, the Jamaican dude. The civil suit that Cassie filed, if you go to page 19, paragraph 102, it talks about this balcony incident being at a hotel suite. If Breonna Bogelin got on the stand and said it was at Cassie's apartment. 2 conflicting stories. This supposedly happened in Los Angeles. We later found out through a excellent cross-examination by Nicole Westmoreland that Puffy was here in Manhattan in Macy's doing a signing, and he was up at Harlem at a benefit for some kids, the Boys and Girls of Harbor benefit event. And he was at room service at Trump International. He wasn't even in California, he was in New York on the same day of the alleged incident. And the prosecution knew this. If you read later on in Cassie's civil suit, maybe paragraph 104, 105, 106, it talks about the blowing up of Kid Cudi's car. Cassie mentions that Puffy says to her, I'm gonna blow up his car, and then his car blows up in the driveway. I'm gonna blow up his car while he's at home. And then Capricorn Clark, who gets on the stand, lies on the stand, says that Puffy kidnapped her, forced her to go with him and another person to Kid Cudi's house, and they broke into Kid Cudi's house. And Kid Cudi called Puffy while he was in his house. Y'all know the story. It's just a big lie. Somebody blew up his car. Somebody dropped a Molotov cocktail in his Porsche. They cut a hole in the roof. The LA Police Department came out, did a DNA wipe, a fingerprint sweep, and the DNA and the fingerprints came back to a female. No video footage of Puffy at Kid Cudi's house. No eyewitness putting Puffy at Kid Cudi's house. No photos, no DNA, no fingerprints. Only Capricorn Clark, who perjures herself on the stand by saying that she was on the phone with Laura London, Kid Cudi, and Cassie at the time Puffy was in her house. Puffy was in Kid Cudi's house. Mark Agnifilo did her cross-examination and says, "You said Laura London was on the phone?" She says, first she says she says, maybe, I don't know, maybe not that long. And then Mark asked her something else, and she says, there's mountain lions in LA. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. Jason Driscoll destroyed Maureen Comey yesterday during Jane Doe's testimony. I'm gonna do another video for that one. Look for that video. But it's no competition. It's not even close. The prosecution, their case is weak. This is not a RICO case. Is Puffy a sexual deviant and he likes to do wild sexual things? Absolutely. But that's not illegal. Is he guilty of assault of Cassie? Absolutely. Is he guilty of domestic violence? Absolutely. Because we saw the video. But all the other stuff, I just don't see it. But it's not up to me, it's up to the jury. Sean G, Podcast with Soul. Thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe and share this video. Peace.